So I actually think it's that without expectation of return thing that sets the paradox here, right? When we give, when we love, when we serve, no expectation of anything in return, that sets us up for this thing. It's like, well, no return. What am I doing it for? Why would I go and do this or run and all these effort? It's like, honestly, that sets you up for it to be the Lord's, right? Because in the idea of not self-promotion, but self-denial and true service, use me, Lord. What do you want? Do you want God glorified? Really stop and think about that. Do you want God glorified or do you want you glorified? I struggle with this because there are things in my life where sometimes I'm like, well, I kind of want to get the glory for that. I want somebody to pat me on the back. I want somebody to think I'm pretty cool, right? But a true mark of growth is honestly having that notion or that moment where you realize you're like, no, please don't. But say thank you, as I told you before. But please, more and more of Him, less and less of me. That's really the paradox of God's design for us as service-based entrepreneurs, right? We give, we love, we serve fully, no expectation of anything in return. And in that paradox, that's when we get the greatest return of all, which is God's glory, His kingdom come on earth through us, right? We get to be agents of His grace, His hands and His feet. That's really why we're doing what we're doing. So keep it up, go after it, give, love, serve, no expectation of returns. I want to tell you this. This is a story. It's kind of a parable of sorts. It's not a biblical parable, but it's a teaching moment for sure. So the story goes, I was informed of this once before. There's a king, and in the king's kingdom, he realizes that some of his people, and for a true legacy to leave behind, he wants all of the world's knowledge and information to be amassed and put into a consumable and digestible form so that people could read this, a volume, a text, if you will, and know everything that there is to know as far as the secrets of life. Okay, and so the king sends and he gathers his noblemen and he sends them out and says, go through all the areas of the land and find everything that there is to know about out there and bring it back. And so they bring it back and they come back and they're bringing the wagon and the wagons and the truckloads and all this stuff, just like volumes and volumes of books and manuscripts and texts and knowledge. And he says, hold up. No. No one would ever consume all of this in one lifetime. This is way too much. No chance. Condense it. Get it down. Way less. And so they take all of those volumes and they sift through it and they redact and they cut out duplicates and they do all this stuff and they say, okay, here it is. And they present to him a good-sized library worth of information. He says, there's no chance, not in one lifetime, would somebody sit through here and sift through all of this information. You must condense it. You must get it less. And so they go back to work and they're like, okay, well, all right, maybe this over there is kind of a duplicate and that's the same concept being taught there, so let's pick the better one. And so they get that volume in that library down to one volume of encyclopedia type, series of books. They present that and he says, no, way too much. So they go back to the drawing board and they're the wisest people, some of the wisest people that ever lived. And they come down and they get one big, heavy, thick text. Like, think of the biggest Bible you ever saw. And it was real thick. And he says, guys, I'm afraid we're going to lose people. We must get this, must condense it, must give me the single most condensed and simple concept that you can find out there that's going to empower people to know how to live in this life and to be successful. I'm trying to leave a legacy here. So they go back and they get back and they bring back a volume of a book and it's much thinner. And the king opens it to consume it because he could tell that he'd be able to in a short amount of time. And he opens it and he sees one word in the middle of the book itself, and it says, serve. I think that we were made to serve. We were supposed to serve one another. We're supposed to serve those around us. I think our greatest mission in life is to love God and to love people. Jesus himself said that the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, right? And so he laid down his life for us so that we could be and live in eternal glory with him. What does that look like in your life? How can you serve your spouse, your community, your friends, your family, your clients to that highest ability possible? I think when we put service at the forefront of what we do, all of us, especially being service-based entrepreneurs, okay, when we get really clear on serving others, that is the ticket to life. That is the secret sauce of success, if you will. Say that 5 times fast. The secret sauce of success. And so I think, again, keep that in mind. Don't lose heart. Don't lose sight. Sometimes you might be going through a trial. You might be going through a struggle right now. And the only way forward is to serve your way out of it. So I want you to do that. I want you to go after it wholeheartedly, open-handed, run after the thing that God's calling you to. So apply that this week. Every time before you go in with a client, think, how can I best serve this person?